Hi guys, this is Richie from Fred Junkies. Excited to be bringing you a gear review video this week. I really like doing these kind of videos when I come across like Jack and the Giant Killer kind of stuff. You know, I've been lost down a rabbit hole searching out tones, and it's a dangerous game if you start looking vintage. And it can be quite costly. I've touched on this before and I won't touch on it again. I think it's great and I respect people who do it and fair play to them, kudos and all that, but I really do like the idea of finding something that doesn't cost perhaps a mortgage on a house but still delivers the tones. So every time I find something like that, it's for me it's really, you know, it's really a good thing, because I like to share it with people who probably who can perhaps, you know, afford these vintage things that are priced really highly. Anyway, what I'm going to be talking about this week is the Venus Witch FX wah. This is a wah that's had a lot of time in its making to get it to this kind of what you see before you. This thing is just incredible. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to be, you know, say exactly how I feel, which I always do. You know, it's incredible. I own a Clyde McCoy. I've had a Vox V846. I've had vintage wahs. I've had chase tone wahs. I've had quite a lot of wahs. Not as many wahs as, you know, some people, but I've had enough to I think warrant to be able to have a strong opinion. This is that good that I've put my Clyde up for sale on Reverb. If that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what does. It feels old under your feet. The sweep is perfect. Very sponge-like at either end. You know, toe and heel. There's no spike and, you know, that horrible spike. You know, and that, you know, some wahs that are probably, you know, they can sound pretty great. What they lack, and an old one will give you, is that sponge, as Steve quite rightly told me. So yeah, he knows his stuff, and this has got it in spades. It's just fantastic. I'm really excited by it. I genuinely am. I plugged into it and was blown away. You know, Steve mentioned about toggles and dials. At first, I wasn't really keen. I'm not really keen on that. I'm kind of more of a set and forget kind of player. But that's just my opinion. And when he said about it on a wah, I was like, oh, I don't know that, you know, for me, I like to see a wah pedal just as a wah. The moment it starts having knobs and all on the side, I'm not really into it. But the way this has been engineered is just fantastic. I mean, you can't see anything, and unless I told you, you wouldn't know there is, which is just amazing. But you don't have to take the pedal apart to get into it. You know, all these trimmer pots inside and all that, they actually, you know, I'm not actually a fan of that, because you have to take the pedal apart and get into it and all that. Anyway, this thing, your toggle is accessed here, and you've got a knob there. Essentially, you've got 4 wahs in here: lo-fi and hi-fi toggle, and all the way to the left and all the way to the right, and everything in between. That's the beautiful thing with this. There's 4 old wahs in here for certain, but there's a blend of them all together, depending on how you, the player, want it to be. So it's like being able to carve out your own signature wah to your own tastes, voiced off 4 of the greats. It's a giant killer. It really is. I believe in this wah. You know, like I said, enough to sell my Clyde. I don't know what else to say. It's just fantastic. It really is. It's you know, it's a good bit of gear. I think these will fly out. Steve's a passionate guy. He's put a lot of research into it to get them right. This one's built an old Vox shell. I think that will be the pattern for a while, and then depending on how it goes, it may change. But one thing I would say is, if you are looking for a old wah, but can't find that like £1,000 asking price, if I were to just use my ears and being honest, this smokes my Clyde. And that's just being honest. I know a lot of people might turn their nose up at that, and, you know, might not perhaps agree, but I'm just telling you how well I find it. This smokes my Clyde. Simple as that, you know. It's fantastic. Otherwise, I've had to run stuff in front to make them pop and get that vowel. I plug straight into this, give me the goods straight away, no messing around. I put a Ranger in front of it and it is just special, you know. Check them out, guys, because these will fly out. I'm telling you, this is Venus Witch FX wah pedal. Let's get into the tones. Okay guys, I'm going to keep this as accurate as possible. I got my Strat going into the wah, going into the amp. That is it. No magic, just what you see is what you get. Okay, I'm going to play through some tones of this and show you. This is currently my favorite setting that I've got, and I'm going to dial through a few more to show you what I mean. But let's just get some tones going, eh? So this is my straight tone. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to flick from the setting here and flick this toggle up. So and then this knob, it's just like a flavor. All the way to the right. And then all the way to the left. To me, it sounds like one's more hollow and the other one's not as hollow, like more treble. It's hard to explain. My taste actually really depends on the day now. Like I'm preferring a different setting to what I did like before. So to the right. It was so loud, wasn't it? I'm sorry about that.